everything they have right now.
Take your asses back home.
I am in actual shock and awe. There aren't many movies that have had me in absolute dismay the way this movie has. And I don't mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around what I'm even trying to say right now. I thought I had it. But you know what they say? They say third time's the charm. Always. They always say that. To The Weeknd, I'm sorry. To Sony Pictures, I'm sorry. I thought that I had it figured out. I thought that either Hurry Up Tomorrow or Until Dawn were the worst movies of the year. And that was situated for months. For months. Let me put myself in a scenario where I make a worst of list for this year. I already had it figured out that those would be the top two. But no. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. I'm gonna have to change the title of the Hurry Up Tomorrow video now. I don't know what I'm gonna change it to, because this movie makes Hurry Up Tomorrow look like fucking Casablanca. It makes Until Dawn look like The Shining. I am just absolutely astronomically surprised at how terrible this movie is. Okay, I feel like everybody has done their rounds on this movie, right? Everybody is kind of giving their thoughts on this movie. And I know for a channel named Good Watch, I talk about bad movies pretty often, and that's the irony of this channel that I love. But it's stressful. It's pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie, because this movie is 90 minutes long, and it took me about 2 weeks to finish this shit. I'm not even lying to you. Ooh. The first hour of this movie feels like a voyage. It feels like you're watching paint dry. I feel like watching paint dry is more entertaining than this film. Not more entertaining, because this film is entertaining for terrible reasons, but it's more fulfilling. It's way more fulfilling watching paint dry than to watch this movie. Oh goodness, like I don't understand why you would think that this was a good idea. Like, this is an actual movie with like producers and a director and a cinematographer, and is a good amount of like accredited actors in this, which makes me really just behooved, really dismayed. Like I said, like, there was an actual team that went into this, and in my last video I said, movies at the end of the day require a team of people, and people put their blood, sweat, and tears into this shit, but not this one. Not this one. Not this one. I can't believe what I just watched. Like, this is like more like a fresh reaction video more than a review. I can't review this. This is not a movie. These are video files put together with zooms and hard cuts and shitty VFX. This is not a film. This is not a film. This is an assortment of MP4 files put together on Adobe, and we're just calling it whatever. You can't call this a film, bro. And for it to be inspired by probably one of the most classic stories ever, like, there is no way that you could mess up a story like this, because it's already been told through a book, a film in the 50s, and a film 20 years ago that honestly did not need to be remade. I've watched that 2005 Spielberg War of the Worlds movie countless times, and it's not perfect. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it holds up like very, very well. And you would think that like 20 years later, making a new War of the Worlds movie, that, you know, it would look better than a movie that came out in 2005. It would kind of give you more what? I don't really know, but it just gives you more. But it's like that's not what this movie did at all. You know, it's not my favorite Tom Cruise movie. It's not my favorite Steven Spielberg movie. But I feel like for what it's worth, like I could sit down and watch that movie and enjoy myself. And watching this movie, it's like I feel like I'm like watching spikes go through my eye as this movie, you know, just proceeds. And it's just so crazy to me. Like, you know, I do want to preface this. I do want to say this was made during the pandemic, and it's obvious. But it's like, you know, to sit on a movie like this for 5 years and to think that, you know, now is the good time, the opportune time to drop this movie. It's just like, why? Like, why? This could have been a tax write-off. They make these big ass movies and just write them off and shelve them. But this movie, they said, okay, yeah, no, this movie could come out. And I could only think it's for one reason. This is basically like a big ass commercial for Amazon, because Amazon is literally Amazon is what saves the day in this movie. And it's so crazy to me. Like, it's just like a big ass just product placement for Amazon. Honestly, it's not good. It's easily the worst watch, not only of 2025, but it has the chance to be one of the worst watches ever, like ever made. Like, this is like Birdemic like level material right here. And I never thought that a movie would be, but like, that's the thing. Birdemic came out in like 2010, bro. Like 2014, the second one came out. Like, I thought we were past this. You know, this is like that level of movie. This is awful. And it's a hard watch. It's only 90 minutes. That's the thing, but it's like it's shot in the vein of movies like Unfriended and Missing and Searching. And while those movies aren't perfect either, it's still like a movie like War of the Worlds. You have alien invasions, you have government stuff, you have, you know, you would think a lot of set pieces with people and a lot of production design and destruction and all of that stuff. And whoever produced this movie said, yeah, let's just tell it all behind computer screens and phone screens and cameras. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, bro. It really makes no sense. I wanted to have like a good little like organizational, you know, structure for this video. Like, I'll talk about the story, then I'll talk about the characters, then I'll talk about what's to like, then I'll talk about what's not to like, then I'll have a conclusion. But this movie doesn't deserve that. This is just a rant at this point. This movie is filth, is garbage. The only thing that really makes it like worth watching maybe is if, you know, you really want to see Ice Cube in just survival mode. His reaction shots in this film are just like, and his dialogue and just everything, his whole character, and just like, he's literally playing himself, but as a damn surveillance government agent. You know what I'm saying? But there's no character, there's no, you know what I'm saying? He is literally Ice Cube. It's like if the government hired Ice Cube to surveil all of us, that's what this movie is. There's parts of the film where he's explaining what's going on, and you can tell he's literally reading off of a piece of paper, you know? And given that all of these characters, like none of these characters ever meet. There's a part like in the ending where there's a baby shower, and the picture, there's a picture with all of the characters, and they're photoshopped together. Like, why make the movie if you're just gonna cut corners like that? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's the only thing I could say that there is to like about this movie is that it is so bad, it is hilarious. Like, it is genuinely funny how bad it is, but I don't really know if, you know, you want to put yourselves through that torture. Like, because them 90 minutes is going to move slower than a snail. It's so bad. And then the blurb here says a gargantuan invasion is coming with this fresh take on the legendary novel of the same name. Are we fucking dreaming? Renowned actress Eva Longoria is joined by iconic rapper and actor Ice Cube, along with Michael O'Neal and Amon Benson, for a thrilling, out-of-this-world adventure that is filled with present-day themes of technology, surveillance, and privacy. Science fiction, horror, intense, thrilling. Are we fucking serious right now? Bro, this has to be false advertising. Like, you have to be, like, liable to jail for shit like this. Like, there's no way that this is a real film, bro. I'm sorry to those that liked Hurry Up Tomorrow, to those that liked Until Dawn. Those movies are still shitty to me, but, like, they're not the worst films of this year. I think this is like stamped in history as being one of the filthiest movies ever made. This is pain. This is pain in 90 minutes. This is like, this is what waterboarding probably feels like. You know, I'd probably actually rather be waterboarded than to watch this movie again.
Jesus Christ.
I can't even say, like, if you like this movie, you know, if you disagree with me. I don't know anybody that has said that they like this movie or that this movie is good. Like, this movie could probably create world peace if everybody watched it and just collectively agreed, like, oh yeah, that was a shitty movie. Like, I think we could all come together and just tackle any isms that separate us. This movie will bring all of us together. So maybe for that, this movie deserves a good watch label, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fucking do that. Are you fucking high? To me, it's just like, why? You know, why? I feel like I do this every video now. We're gonna look up how much this movie cost. Oh, goodness gracious. This might actually give me an aneurysm. I'm looking it up right now. You know me, I don't edit this out, so you get the fresh, you know. Bro, I hope everybody that worked on this movie is able to move forward, move past it, because this is the type of movie that'll completely just tank your shit, like tank your career. You know, Amon Benson, like, there's scenes in this movie where she's like genuinely like trying, like she's giving a performance, like she's crying, and she's like actually like her delivery is still awful because the script is awful, but like they're trying. Some of them are trying, you know. But this is the type of movie that'll completely derail everything. And even for Devin Bostic, like, because he was just in Oppenheimer a couple years back. He had a couple lines in that movie. Like, it's not like he was just a background character. I mean, I know the whole industry was in that movie, but how do you go from that? Well, actually, I guess he did this and then he did Oppenheimer because this was shot in 2020. But it's like, that's such a fucking like punch in the face to get off that high of like, yeah, I was in probably the biggest Christopher Nolan movie of his career. Maybe, that's debatable. But like the hype that movie had, I don't know if Christopher Nolan had that type of hype probably since like The Dark Knight. There was no point in making this. Nobody asked for this movie. First of all, like that was one thing. When my bro told me that they were making a War of the Worlds movie with Ice Cube, I didn't believe. I thought it was like some AI fake shit, or I thought it was like a commercial, just like acting like they like. I just didn't. I just thought it was fake. And the fact that this is like an actual 90-minute movie, I'm done. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. This is the greatest worst film I think I've ever had the displeasure of watching. I feel like I keep fucking saying that. Like, I need to watch some good movies. This channel is called Good Watch. And so by that nature, I need to start watching good movies. You know, there's obviously some good movie reviews here, but I think these shit movies, man, they're stripping back some months off my lifespan. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's getting a little critical right now. So yeah, thank you for watching this. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go jump off a cliff after watching this now. Tune into the next video, please. Support the channel so I don't have to subject myself to these painful 90 minutes ever again. Don't watch this movie. There's no point. I mean, if you wanna, there's honestly no point. I'm not even gonna try to find a silver lining with this one. Like, if you want to crash out, you could watch this movie. Yeah, go ahead. If you care about cinema and you watch this movie and you know, you actually care about like the evolution of cinema, yeah, and you need to get some frustration out, you can watch this movie if you want to do that to yourself. If you have somebody, I don't endorse this, you know what I'm saying? Government, y'all do what y'all do. Instead of, you know, wasting money on, you know, just craziness, or, you know, like the, you know, like death row shit, or, you know, just stuff like that, you know, like killing people in prison. Just make them watch this movie on loop. I'm sure they're gonna correct their ways. You know, you don't have to kill them, you don't have to put them in a gas chamber, you don't have to lethally inject them, you know, you don't have to hang nobody. Just throw this movie on constant loop 24/7. They're gonna change their ways. I promise you. That'll be what, you know, corrects whatever's wrong in their head. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye.